and welcome to the Elevate Show. Every single Wednesday night, we sit here and have conversation that sometimes you find them uncomfortable, sometimes it's taboo, but if the one, the only, Benjamin Zulu is in the building, we'll talk about it. Karibu sana.
Asante.
Lovely to have you. Today, we're talking about breaking the myths of autism, and we are focusing this on a mother's story, on their journey. And when we think about autism, for many parents, this word comes with a lot of confusion. Fear. I do not know what to expect. I was not ready for this. This was not what I anticipated. And in most cases, the reaction after that, there's a lot of stigma. You don't know how to explain this to the people around you, even yourself trying to navigate and understand that.
True.
But today having this conversation is creating awareness and just breaking down that stigma and understanding that, what? The more honest or the more open we are, the more readily we will be to accept the situation and what recommendations or solutions are there for us as parents.
I don't know why the father was left out, but we should talk about that.
It is the guest today. But, in this first part of the conversation, we can talk about both. Why not?
Yes, because I think it is touching on the realities of what follows after love, what follows after relationship, what follows after we started life, okay?
Yes.
We are very excited about the love side, how we met, still
chemistry.
That part is very glamorous.
Yes.
But nobody tells us now behind the scenes after you go start life.
Yeah.
I think when I look at it from the angle of, I saw some percentages on how autism has increased over the years, and they are staggering.
Yeah.
100%. Percentages that are running to hundreds.
Yeah.
Those days, it was a very rare thing. You needed a lot of explanation to bring it to our awareness. But today, it is very rampant. It is one of the problems. People arguing, is it increase of population overall? But the percentages, without even arguing, they're increasing.
Yeah.
Which means, as we prepare to get children and do parenting and start families, these are some of the things we need to be subconsciously prepared for. It's unfair to get a child with a woman, then because the child came with a condition, you run away. Or you take a back seat, or you act like she's bewitched, or you start bringing exorcists. Because lack of understanding makes Africans gaslight innocent people.
Yes.
Makes you think that did you try to abort? What did you do? Are you not blessed? Because you don't even have the word. I told you our language like Swahili language or local. By the time we come up with words, that tells you how well you understand the concept. So when you don't hear words for autism, when you don't hear words for this neurodivergent conditions, because there are many. Autism is one of them, but there are many.
Yes.
It's just we don't understand. And today is a good time for us to prepare for parenting in all its spectrum.
Absolutely.
Today is a good time to talk about partnership. In bad time, in good, better for worse. This is what it means.
Yes.
Because we call them bundles of joy. Sometimes before they become bundle of joy, because when I read her profile, our guest today, it's one of the 4 children. Earlier, she also adopted another one, who is also on a spectrum. And I'm like, this kind of compassion, I'm glad we're getting stage to express it, that to know this is not a place to run away. She took it as destiny.
Yes.
She changed her life and adjusted. But many people, they don't accept it. They don't embrace it. Let me tell you another experience I've seen closer with my friends.
Yes.
Preterm babies. Because sometimes autism is a lingering thing that comes after preterm, complications of birth. Other times you can't explain where it came.
Yes.
So, some people say it was after their vaccines. Sometimes diagnosed later, and we're trying to guess what it comes from, and what is the severity.
Yes.
But I've seen my friends who the baby did not arrive as expected, sooner than expected, complicated pregnancy. I saw the love the marriage tested to the end, and I could see them. I knew the age.
Yeah.
But it is that time. It is that time you test whether it was really love or it was just sensations.
Yeah.
That's why I don't understand what you mean. Say we started living together, we moved in, cohabiting. I'm like, where is the covenant should life? What if the child, you say, hey, tell me to get a child. What if the child comes with a condition?
Yeah.
Do you guys know that sometimes life does not just go in straight lines? This mother was getting babies normal. Then they follow the wife. Comes different. What if you say, want a big family, but the big family has one person who is different? Before these children can be independent, because before we can train them, they are trainable. Many of them, according to where they're in spectrum and what level of care. I'm sure she will tell us more about that. Yeah. They do develop abilities of their own or abilities to cope. You know, I saw one of the best images hand-drawn of New York. It was by an autistic boy who was flown with an helicopter for 20 minutes. And he drew it with his hands. When they so you will think you must be told this is not camera work. Also, another autistic lady has been designing she just connects with animals so deeply, as if she can see what they're seeing. So she designs the cattle deep equipment, and half of all the US equipment are designed by her patents. And she's autistic from the beginning. She loved animals and all that. They have their own world, which you need to understand. We call this a good time to sound a siren call. Stop rushing to parenting, thinking about love, how we feel together. It is so real. I feel it. Think about the long term, the children you get. And the other side of this is, somebody said sometimes God hides genius in conditions that we call like diagnosis. Some of these children have abilities that are just, outstanding. But if you don't care for them, if you are inept, if you throw them away like the ones she was helping, because if we are related like that, they stand no chance. So I think this is a good time to say, I tell people, this thing you are despising calling wedding, that ceremony where people say for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, for sick, for health. You despise that expression, yet it knocks some sense. When I tried to get married and I went to that home and the gatekeepers of the home, the men sat across and they asked you, who are you and what do you want in our home? Yeah. It knocks sense in your sense. And this daughter, we have taken care of her. Now you are carrying her away. How will you take care of her? What if the family you are building, what is your plan? I want to ask people to stop risking ending this kind of circumstances alone. The pain is multiplied. Yeah. Make sure you follow the process that people can promise. Why people grow cold feet when you try to marry in a procedure and they run away, they're doing you a favor. They're showing you that they were not ready for the real task. And I want to ask men in particular to stop making women pregnant so that they can marry them. Stop vunjai mguu, break her leg. Stop cornering her. And I told them to also stop overdoing. Don't send her 20 messages if she's not replying. Don't call, no 72 missed calls. Don't be a weirdo. Don't bombard them. We can't at the workplace because she's refused to talk to you at the coffee. And if she's not talking, she's not interested. It's a very simple business. I don't know where we are. A woman who wants marriage actually will listen to you. Yeah. She's also in the market. You can't go to the market and you're trying to talk to the seller of the shoes and they're looking away, they're clicking at you, they're insulting you, and you're insisting. This is a market. If you know how to sell, thank you very much. Marry a woman who's ready, because this mother embraced motherhood. Yes. And took even another mother's child who she'd thrown away because she was ready. Brothers, this mothering journey, one of the my friend couples, when they got a child extremely preterm, where the chances were 80-20, the doctor said, don't put so much hopes. We are doing what we can, but please, we don't promise too much. 20% chances of survival. The woman said verbally, I accept this child. This is my child. Even, some hospitals give you an option. Yes, an option, because the bills will go into millions. They don't tell you what might happen. These bills go into millions. You're not sure. But the mother said, this is my child. This is what God gave me. I will be there and I will stand and should be there doing what. If you don't have a mother who accepts children like that, my brother, you will suffer. That is so true. You may say she's pretty. You may say you like her because of, this and that. These things they go to put in Brazil. Those things they call whatever. They add them. You may think them. I hear they originated in Brazil. I'm not sitting in Brazil. But whatever those things you like, and you're following her on the streets, because it is beckoning you, as you follow her. Can she accept a child in this kind of circumstances? Find a woman who has made up her mind to go into marriage. Leave college girls. They're also children. They don't know what they're doing. Oh. They are easy to deceive with 500 shillings. Yes. Money for printing. Because you send her money for printing. Now she has fallen in love with you. And you've taken her for coffee. She has taken pizza. A pizza photo, Instagram, my girlfriend, pizza. So those girls who can get a pizza don't know what is autism. They don't know what pregnancy means. They even sometimes trouble it so much. They're not there for you. I've seen men washing the baby, doing everything because they got the children with another child. Brothers, stop getting children with the children. Yeah. Make sure you get children with a mother who's prepared to sacrifice like this woman. Not only does she do it for her children, she moves around campaigning for other children. Absolutely. I don't predict that for you. I don't wish it for you. But I'm telling you, with autism, the mothering journey, the body of a woman must be opened to remove another human being inside there. And then she must continue taking care of that one while he's still healing from that kind of experience. Brothers, let's learn that mothering or parenting requires a partner who is committed, because you don't know what life might bring. Absolutely. Some people like I don't know. I think it's the girls who are not clapping. So
Those printing papers is a box, yes, and and I don't know if it's an age thing, Zulu, but where I'm at, it's conversations that I'm willing to have now because I'm seeing it with people around me. I'm seeing it with my friends. And it's when we get a child, if we get a child that will need extra love, extra care, are you willing? Are you ready? Mentally, I know where I'm at with that. But when you're younger, you don't think about that. It's about love and what you feel about this person. So it's not the time, especially for the demographic in here. So the question we're asking you today is, why is autism still treated like a secret in many families? Why is autism still treated like a secret in many families? We're going to take a quick break, even as you indulge us on our question of the day. When we come back, our guest will be joining us and I'll tell you all about her after the break. Welcome back to the Elevate Show. Like I said, our guest today, I hope you guys are ready. We're talking about breaking the myths of autism, a mother's truth. And the question we're asking you is, why is autism still treated like a secret in many families? Why is autism still treated like a secret in many families? NTV Kenya on all of our social media platforms. Our WhatsApp line is also open. Please do feel free to indulge us. Now, our guest today is an Autism Ambassador 2026. She's the founder of Mali Therapy Center. She's an autism mom. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Pauline Elizabeth Wamukoa. Lovely to have you on the show. And just so you know, Zulu, Tulienda College same.
Wow.
We are alumnus with Kenya Institute of Mass Communication. Wow. Ooh, yeah. Lovely to have you on the show.
Thank you.
You've been doing great things. You're breaking news, Zuku, left, right, center, Pauline. Giving.
Yes.
I mean, the recent one was, I think, was it around February this year?
Which one exactly?
Baby Mwiti.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Baby Mwiti is such a wonder.
Yeah.
There's a story that was trending.
Yes.
Of a child in Meru who was caged.
Yes.
Was actually put in a chicken shed. You know the way chicken the shed is small.
Yeah.
So I woke up in the morning and I found I've been tagged in like a millions of platforms. Then I was wondering what is going on. When I went, the first thing, being a behavioral therapist, the first thing I saw is this child is autistic or delayed milestone somewhere. And I'm in a support group and everyone was calling on to Pauline. So I asked them, what do you want me to do? And they're like, we have to save this child.
Yes.
So the question, Eric Omondi was able to save the child, bring the child, but the question was, all the other cases he's handled, he's able to build houses or start a business, take children to school. So what do we do with baby Mwiti, who is unregistered? He doesn't even have a first name. He does the mother gave birth and disappeared. And the grandmother has been struggling with a condition that she knows nothing about. So the only way, because of his hyperactivity and he's nonverbal, is to cage him.
Yeah.
So sometimes you ask yourself, should we punish the grandmother or should we save Mwiti? Because the grandmother did the best at her level. I keep telling people, actually that boy was very clean. His skin was flawless and everything. So I was looking at the positives. So we were able to take Mwiti at Mali Therapy Center.
Yeah.
And he is now able to communicate through signs, If he's hungry, he's able to tell you he wants to eat.
Yeah.
And that is, we took him to a neurologist and they have not really put the autism in their diagnosis.
Yes.
Said developmental delay because of the environment. And the environment is such a big factor in how we raise our children, even in pregnancies,
Yeah.
So, so that was... when I saw him, I have 4 children of my own.
Yes. And I just wanted to get right in there because it's not just for children. You're an autism man as well.
Yes.
And having had children, you sort of expect, the flow of things. Been there, done that. Naingia natoka na mtoto wangu tunaenda maisha, tunasonga. But this was different. How was it for you? And at what point did you notice that something is not the same as what I expected. It's not as I've raised my other kids.
So Mali, Daniel Mali is my second one.
Yeah.
So the first pregnancy, I can say I was listening to Benjamin, and I agree with him. I was young. I didn't know anything. I was excited. I was anytime I got a child. And the milestones, I walked through those milestones with my mom, actually. So when I got this second pregnancy, I was depressed.
Okay.
And by 6 months, the child was not growing.
Okay.
So the doctor gives you an option. Do we save the situation, or are you ready to, they give you the options and then they're not so good. So I went to the option that I thought was better. I went for antidepressants.
Okay.
Because I was not sleeping, I was not eating, and the child was not growing. And at 6 months, that child had to grow. So even by the time I was delivering, I was very weak. Because in the antidepressants, you can't take more than one. They will affect the brain development of the child. So by the time I was giving birth, I was not able to push. I passed out. So remember how the pregnancy was, and then now this was an emergency CS, and the child was put in oxygen. So later I learned that now things are better. If a child is put in oxygen, then there's a chance you'll be told what to do. But then there was nothing. So by the time he was almost 2 years old, my mom visited and she was like, this child is not fine.
Okay.
And I was working, being a journalist, entertainment, all this. I honestly had no time to even notice there's a difference. And when the first option for any parent is take your child to school. If your child is not talking, take them to school.
They need other kids.
Yes, let them. And mothers, they're like you need to add another one so that they grow up. Like, take me slowly. What do you mean? So,
Yeah.
because this other one is in school and whatnot. So we took Mali to school. And it is in school that there was a child who had the autism diagnosis, and the therapist called me aside and told me, I have a feeling that your son is not okay. And you need to do something. You can go to 1 to 3 places, but I was in denial. I was like, no, it's none of your business, really. Why are you looking at my child even in those angles?
Yeah.
So, but after a year in school, there was no progress.
Yeah.
There was no progress, and now he started holding his ears. He had a leaking gut. He would diarrhea endlessly. He was screaming. He was tiptoeing. We were still on blended food. So I said, okay, you know what? Let me go to a hospital. So I went to a hospital for a neurologist, and we did all kinds of tests. It is not cheap.
Yeah.
If you don't have insurance, even if you have insurance, it is still not cheap. Autism is not cheap. So we went and we got the autism diagnosis.
Okay.
Honestly, I locked myself in the room for like 10 days. Yeah, because I didn't know. For me, you're given the diagnosis and you are told, what is it? It is the first thing that I heard from the doctor is, there's no known cure.
Yeah.
There's no cure for autism. Oh my God. I was like, my son is going to die.
Yeah.
My son is going to die. And then they're telling you, you have to start with the occupational therapy,
Speech therapy.
to speech. You cannot go to speech first. Now I've learned that you can do them
Okay.
together, but you're told you can't do this because he has settled down. And I'm looking at this boy, he's calm. My son wasn't hyper. And so I didn't really understand. So I went to depression, but I think your training as a human being comes out, and I remembered research. So when I started doing my research, I started watching videos of autistic kids, and let me tell you, those videos are not good.
Okay.
You go there and you're like, okay, is it going to come from this to worse? You see children drooling, you see children hitting their heads, that is why it is a spectrum disorder. So I was able to get an occupational therapist who really walked this journey with me, because my partner did not want to hear that.
I was going to ask, this whole time we're talking about
He was
man He was in the picture.
He was in the picture.
Okay.
I do not want to say that I did not have a supportive man.
Yes.
He was there.
Okay.
He was there. We went to hospital. We did tests. But now acceptance is a personal journey. That's true. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
I will not lie that he hasn't been in the childhood, but we accept things very differently. For me, I wanted a solution and a quick fix. My son, for him, he did not believe in that, and he opted for prayers. And so I think, I've come to learn in life that we all walk different journeys. We all have our ways of accepting, and mine was research and solution. Him was, I think it took him maybe, let me just say 9 years to ever admit and stand in one of the forums and say that my son is autistic. And the reason I'm saying this now is because he's speaking.
Ooh.
Yeah, so for him, every therapy we would go for, he would just say, can you make my son speak? When he's told no, he will leave me in that moment. He will go, because speech is like the coloring on the wall. It is, the child has to get cognition.
Yes.
Has to learn the surrounding, has to learn play, has to learn feeding, so that, because what are they going to speak? Where are they going to get words? We all learn from the
environment. So the kind of support that you had, you have the father of the child.
Yes.
There's a mom there.
Yes.
You're doing therapies. But in terms of community, did you know anyone else that you could talk to that could understand this?
Oh, let me tell you. Community is the worst. Sometimes we prefer keeping to ourselves.
Okay.
Because immediately it is known that we had so many people around us. I come from a big family. I'm the last born in a family of 9.
Yes.
And I can tell you, until today, none of my siblings have stepped in a Mali Therapy Center. None.
No.
Yes, none. And it is okay. We have come to the level of acceptance that it is okay. My in-laws, their solution was get another child. If I remember my mother-in-law told me that the only good thing you've given my son is not complete. Why don't you try and get another one? What? Yeah, and it was the most painful thing. Like, why are you calling him incomplete?
Yes.
There's nothing wrong.
To your face?
But with time, I understood that it is lack of information. There's nothing wrong with an autistic person.
I think it's just being unkind. You're being nice.
Well, that's...
You're being nice. It's outright unkind, but
It is true.
Yeah.
But he was also looking out for his son. You get... I want my son to have a child. I want their expectations. When you were carrying that pregnancy, there was praise. The child was named. They were saying they'll go to this school. And then now, when the child comes out and it is not what you are expecting, the child is not speaking, the child cannot go to school, the child cannot eat. I love cooking. I cook for people. All my children's birthday, I cook. And you can imagine you're cooking and there's one child who's under the table because he loves his private space. Yeah. So he cannot eat the food. There's so much disappointment and you start facing rejection like that because everyone had the expectation. When my son gets married, I have expectation for his family, but it takes you maturity and I don't know what I'll call it, for you to just say, okay, let me support them. Yeah. So that is where you remain alone. That is where you remain. If you do not have a supportive partner, you remain alone with your child.
Yes.
If you do not have finances, now you get stranded and people resort to doing so many things. If you go to Facebook, you'll see solutions for autism are from here to the end of the world. We have tried everything. We say autism parents are the best researchers in this world. If they come to you for a solution, you better have your facts right because before they come to you. So it's the community. I can tell you now we are building up.
I think you are building. You started building that community.
I remember I did a Facebook post.
Yeah.
The first time I spoke about my son, I was actually doing a harambe to take him to India for stem cell therapy. And I lost friends. Oh, yes. I was removed from some groups. I'm embarrassing people. Yes. Let me tell you, it is the reality. It is the tangible reality. I was removed. My very good friends, I used to call them my kitchen cabinet. They removed me from the group. They're like, how can you do that to us? How can you embarrass us? You should have just called us and told us. But you people come to my house and you see I have a problem. And I've been telling you I want to do this. So, and in 2 days, I had every coin I needed to take my son to. And from that, I started getting messages from my cousins in Rwanda, from who, even me, I have a child. What can we do? And that's how the community, that's how we formed the support group that has around 3,000 parents right now.
Yeah.
Because I said, I'm not going to die alone. No, I'm not that kind of person.
Right.
And if someone knows, maybe, people are saying there's no cure. Maybe there's someone somewhere
Who has a cure?
Yeah. So let me just speak up and I'll get help.
Absolutely. So I'd like to just rope you in, looking at community, looking at the support system that you have, and even you as a person going through, as a parent, going through understanding this and knowing that this journey, pengine niko peke yangu, because even the solutions, the direction that my partner wants to take is absolutely probably different from mine.
You see, Mikali, I'm still stuck at, you get a child with a person and it takes him 9 years.
9 years.
To Lord.
Men are slow.
Or so we think. Maybe they're playing games on us, these men. Yeah.
And somebody takes religious escapism.
Yeah.
Because the child is growing every day. Brothers, I want to ask us one thing. I think fatherhood is tested when conditions are not perfect. It is that father who steps in and leads the wife in the adversity rather than leaving her in the adversity. When a child needs special care, let us men be closer to the case. And I told you, I was that friend who anytime he could be called by the hospital, and he instructed them to call him, not the wife.
Yeah.
Because the baby is on those oxygen things and doing things and at night, and he's the phone under the pillow.
Yeah.
And he's anytime wearing shirt going.
Yeah.
And he has a brother, or some of us, he could send things like that, go do this. If he had let the wife, who is also recuperating, to be the one to deal with potentially for death, his computers were watching and were being anything. I tell you, I've seen babies survive because the man stood there. Sometimes they lose the baby, but the mother is stronger for the next battle because the woman because the man stood there. I am disappointed when a man is denying and arguing and the baby is here. Men, we don't argue with facts. We face bullets and armies at war. Let us stop this culture of normalizing weakness. And I don't know, Pauline is such an empath. She's not emphasizing the pain she has gone through. She's not even talking how she has healed herself. She's not even talking where she ever did therapy. With how the mother-in-law is talking funny, the husband is talking funny, people have removed you from their groups, they're the one fundraising. She's hinting at psychology. Me, as a therapist, I'm saying that's a pain, another wound. But she's here trying to give, to help 3,000 people, mobilizing them. I'm like, where will this woman heal from? I think we did another show where she's telling you how herself she's evolving as a person because she's been changed her career. She sent us that profile. I could see she changed her career from the screens. They say in the media, and you can see she's media-like, isn't it?
Yes.
But now she's doing media for autism, isn't it?
So, yeah.
How was that loss of the future you had planned?
Yeah.
And another thing I want to highlight here, when you have a special child, other children, I like the way she said, I'm cooking for my children when one of them may not. So she's balanced mom trying to take care of all that because a special child can draw the parents away.
Yes.
You guys have seen children who are not quite special. They're just misbehaved. So they are taken to, they are the ones parents go to school for because they have a case every time. The principal is, parents never come for you. But the kid who is always misbehaving and being sent home, the parents are always coming to case at the office. So they receive more attention effectively, more than you who is behaving well. Yeah. So I like the way she's carrying the whole burden, and she was not afraid to take case number 2 when she's already case number 1. Brothers, I'm just saying this, let us change the narrative. Let us be the men who come close. Don't just go for prize giving day when your son has all the badges, best in, best in that. Yeah, you know, that's our seed. You know, from my father, my blood actually. I think there's more glory in raising a child who needed to be formed outside the womb. Some children are formed inside the womb, others need to be formed in India hospital. Fine raising here, you're still forming that child. I want to ask brothers, even when bills are mounting and you're being given funny figures, I want the man to stand there. That's what will prove that you are man enough. And that's why I was inviting brothers to come on this stage and talk. How family went through things and they shielded their woman. You shield your girl. You didn't let her, one lady, the plot was invaded by thieves. So there was chaos. And the guy went under the bed, literally. And they told the lady to take mitungis, yamaji, and they put on the door and the chairs so the guys don't break in. I think we have that case. That's a story I had from the horse's mouth. I don't read it anymore. There are men who actually run under the bed. They just go under and they start, and then their mother start giving them. That's what, you know, she has given you a child is not complete. Go find another one. Give a child is complete. I just want to ask us, men, let us begin another narrative of being a champion in our own homes, being present. And the men who are attending this, because today men are the majority.
Yes.
Brothers, again, please clap for us. Men are attending conversations, not just Arsenal versus Man U. So it's not the game I wanted you to me, but men are attending real conversations, not just Aviator. You know, men are beginning Aviator. This time we are also pioneering, piloting life itself. I want to ask us, women like Pauline, will forgive us, the male clan, who keep talking about men conference, and you're not talking about the men who run away. This time around, we are going to be the men who stand in. And if you are there and your father left and you're the son, be there, support your mom. I'm not saying you abandon your family, but don't run away. If your mom had the husband run away, you too as a son don't run away. Don't marry somebody who's separating you from everything that shielded you, that made you. And I think Pauline is also proving sometimes these mothers made us who we are. Then father was somewhere in the picture, we are grateful, but the person who made do or die difference in your life was the mother. Let's not forget these women who sacrificed this much. Brothers, let's change the narrative.
Thank you. You bring out something beautiful, Zulu, and we are not going to ignore it today, but to just understand how you as a person put it together, how you show up for yourself, because you show up, you create a community of over 3,000 people.
Yeah.
But then when we look back at the people that you've depended on, that you've hoped that will stand with you, they don't. So how do you forge forward? How do you show up? Still representing, still adopting kids, still taking care of other people's children.
Do you have enough tissue?
We do. We do.
Well, I think sometimes we avoid talking about ourselves because the reality is very painful. This has been a very lonely journey. And the reason I went back to school to study psychology is because when a parent comes to Mali, I see myself in them. You know, it is a very painful, a very lonely journey, because first you have to remember how you carried that pregnancy.
Yeah.
Okay? And then the journey that you just went to just get the child from simple things, from eating blended food to eating our normal food. From not sleeping all night to having now 8 hours of sleep. Yeah. You know, from this boy, from the rearing, having a running stomach for 3 straight days, not sleeping, to now being a healthy, able child in a classroom, almost sitting for his grade 6 exams, from not being able, from crying a whole night to, let me tell you, the reality is cruel. The journey is cruel, and sometimes we feel like, let me just help someone and forget about what I went through, because I went through it. I went to therapy. I went to therapy for 2 straight years just to accept that this is my reality. I'm going to be a lifetime caregiver. Do you know what lifetime caregiver for? So that was not my plan. I was planning by because I had said my sons, they hit 20, they're out of my house.
You start living life.
When they were and then now, my eldest son is there, and you know that you're going to be a lifetime caregiving. The thing really bothers me.
Yeah.
Even when I'm helping, and I look at that boy, and I'm like, sometimes, like this season now, I just gotten a message today morning that he's not doing well, he's what in school. He's not able to communicate. Even if he's verbal, he's not at the level of an 11-year-old.
Yes.
He's not able to really say what his needs are, alijigonga wapi, or what happened, he's having a headache. He's not able. So you just have to, every time he comes home, sometimes I strip him to just check, like, this rashes have come, are they anywhere else? Is it itching? Is your stomach okay? There's living with that uncertainty that will it ever be okay? You know?
Yeah.
And right now I'm doing it alone. I separated from my husband, and I can tell you, balancing also with these other children, because they're also children.
Yeah.
Do you understand? They're also children. They need your attention.
Yes.
And I traveled for almost 4 years, and I left a 9-month-old
One.
because I had to sort out this one. There's so much sacrifice. I sold my house, sold my cars because the money was not enough.
Yeah.
But what I got out there, I went back to school. I became a music therapist. I think for me, the kind of person I am is if I find solution, I get better. I'm afraid of not doing anything.
Yeah.
So if he cannot eat, I have to find out what is the reason
Yeah.
of him. I didn't even know we had mouth. What are they called? Mouth. There's a specialist.
Yeah.
That a feeding specialist, swallowing. I didn't know we had swallowing disorders. Yes. So my son got a diagnosis of swallowing disorder. So he doesn't chew. Even if you give him anything that he's never tried, he will, even if it's whole like this, he will swallow the whole thing. So you have to give him and tell him, chew, 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 chew. Okay, now swallow.
Okay.
That. So you can, the reality, then you have younger ones there on your face. It is grueling. And my solution is to always sleep. Sleep gives me so much peace. We're even thinking as moms to look for sleeping pads. Well,
Yeah. Wait, I have booked my sleeping pad for 2 hours.
yeah, until you log in. Someone told me you just go, log in, sleep, pay, leave, and go to work. Because we don't sleep. We don't sleep because we taught him, I remember in December, we taught him the national anthem and another song. So he would wake up at 4 a.m. So you don't know if you want to cry or feel sad or
be happy that is actually,
or you sleep, and from that time he will not go back to sleep.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't sleep well, just know in school he's going to have issues.
Yeah.
So the reality is sickening. It's not a good reality. Sometimes it's not that people don't want to talk about it. It's just that they'd rather deal with it in spaces that they feel safe.
Yeah.
People understand them better.
Absolutely. And I'd like to also understand a bit more on the Mali Center when we come back from the break. But just before we go, Zulu, the acceptance, is there a timeline for that? And because she's here 11 years later, and she's like, it's thinking about taking care of him all my life. It still is something that I need to accept every day. I accepted yesterday, today I wake up again, I'm like, okay, yeah, we accept today, we're doing it again. That journey, is there anything that can help? Is it a shift in the mind? What is it?
I think Pauline did 2 years of therapy, and that's something worth clapping for backs. Some of us seated here weekly, we suffered traumatic things, but we are ashamed of therapy still. Tunalia tukiendaga kama ambulance. So we are so stiff, and you want to act like you're okay. Suddenly you lost your parents. Suddenly you dropped out of school. Suddenly, Pauline, congratulations for giving yourself some attention in the midst of it all. But I want to highlight this. There's a woman in the Bible whose name is not mentioned. It is a situation that became her name. The woman with an issue of blood. Be careful that you don't become the woman with an autistic child. Be careful that your problem does not become your identity. She has talked about sleeping pads. And I said, that comes close to what I want to propose. I want to propose another space that you're not going with a child.
Yes.
You're not going with other people.
Yes.
It's just self-care space. Yes. It may not be for sleeping. It may just for crocheting something. I want you to find a place where you just appear there and there you're not discussing a problem.
Yeah.
Maybe it's your media career or you're just doing something, girlfriends, or if you love nature, there should be a routine in your week and a routine in your day where there is self-care. If you don't, you become the woman with an issue of blood. All your quotes, all your posts, all your dialogue become about that problem. And society flows with what you give them. Society likes those identities that carry a problem. Mm-hmm. An issue. Who are issues? No, there should be that talent. There's another talent you have.
Yeah.
Express it. Yeah. There's something. People should know that also in another side of life, you are that. Yes. As you form other communities, I also want you to know that you did counseling. You can be a counselor. You just counsel people through life.
Absolutely.
You just inspire people through life. Guys, I just want to say this. When life attacks you, don't let it carry who you are. Let things happen outside. But your identity and who you are, let it not be carried away. The Pauline, the girl with the dreams, and then there's a mom there. There's also a counselor there. That girl should remain buoyant and what was Kat go for that therapy now, that coaching now, that redefines her life.
Yes.
In a broader way. To redefine her life.
Yep.
The man who was taking years to Lord finally left.
We have an update.
No surprise. But this girl needs to now decide the place for love. For her.
Oh.
She needs to make a decision. Don't just sit there. You know, guys, my situation, as you can see, one guy was asked by Jesus, trying to be well. I've been this way for that. Nobody comes to help. The one asking you is the healer, and you're explaining the problem. I'm the solution giver. You see, my problem has been so persistent that you don't understand. Do you want to? No. Pauline, make sure that the problem does not become your vocabulary.
Oh, yeah.
I want you to take that space and decide, I would like joy. I would like a rich life.
Oh.
Together with being a caregiver, you have now taken the boy to a place where he has a level of autonomy that he can do school. Congratulations to yourself.
Yes.
Now, can you also now take some attention to this inner girl? That girl wanted another kind of life. Can you now talk to her so that you have more to pour to your children from a place of joy?
Oh.
Make sure as you deal with the problems, you don't sink in them. You pull yourself out and say, this is who I am nonetheless.
Oh, yeah, man. Uko tayari Pauline?
I even have a question for you. How
Great. Fantastic. And we will start at the next part of the show with that question. Right now, though, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Elevate Show. We are asking you, why is autism still treated like a secret in many families, and TV Kenya on all of our social media platforms? And just before the break, Pauline had a question for Zulu before we even open up the floor, to the audience to ask the questions. Pauline, uliza hiyo swali.
How do I separate myself from this? Because it is a reality I live with in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. How do I even find myself in that? Because I think I lost my identity there. Because now I identify as I'm an autism ambassador, I'm a caregiver, and sometimes I even forget the other 3 children. And I say I'm a caregiver to an autistic child.
Yeah.
I've written a book, a children's book. It is about autism. So I thought I was actually finding myself in the same journey.
First of all, you should change the language you used to describe yourself. When you came here, you mentioned the child who is 11. I don't know the age of other children. I want you to start mentioning, I'm a mother of 18 years. Then the one is among them. The term autistic mom, I don't like it. Because what about other children who are not autistic? Where is their mother now? Now that their mother became autistic mom. Okay. I would rather you just mom.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you mention, just start expressing. You know, she's coming from a rescue operation. If she did not do what she did, that child might not have had life.
That is true.
So she was sucked in to go rescue.
Yeah.
If somebody's drowning, you really have to get in there and try to rescue. So what you did was necessary. We are not at all blaming it. Yes. We just say, after you get out of the water, also you dry up. As you rescue, the one was you rescued as you help them. Also, you know, the Good Samaritan, we keep forgetting. The Good Samaritan helped and continued the journey. And delegated the sick person, saying, I'll come to top up the bill I've given him. Because when I have a journey which I will not cancel. Don't cancel your journey of life. This child also requires you to have a large identity. And there are other gifts you have beyond this mothering. So as the child begins to be kind of dependent, you can do a show here. Continue now. You used to be in the screens. Go back to the screens. Do your thing. Nowadays we have free TV, social media. You can do your... And this girl she's so camera friendly, isn't it?
It's pretty.
She's just at peace. She's easy with the camera. She's not even struggling. No. Go back to that element. So that now you have that part and this part, because it is the child is becoming more delegatable. So the first step is simply change how you describe yourself. Change that. Don't narrow it, because a rescue operation is becoming more relieving. And secondly, go now for coaching. There's counseling. Counseling is more sometimes situation and pain oriented. Coaching is goal and life, like a football coach, okay? Or a nutrition coach, okay? Now do coaching to design your life, a blueprint for the second half of your life. As you talk about mom, I don't want to hear that, forgetting that you're a lady. Who doesn't want to be wife or lover or girlfriend or just, you also deserve romance. Who say no that you don't deserve, to be taken out for dates? Yes, who say that you cannot talk about, you also deserve, there's some single guys here and they're wondering, now that you're separated, sure. So I think I would encourage you to now broaden your life. You're not neglecting, you're just broadening your life. When he said, I have this sheep and other sheep I have also. That's what our Lord was saying. Yeah. This one I have and other sheep also. Yeah. When you left 99 to go look for them, that's what you did. You left the others to go look for the one who's spared. Yeah. But after you cut them, you come back and feed the other 99. Yeah. You come back now and feed the rest. Also, you being among them. So I'm just saying, now go for another coaching this time to broaden your perspective of life.
I love it. And the floor is open. We can start with you, since you're holding the mic. Okay. You can start with your name. Okay.
Dan Wanyama is my name. I'm a facilitator of Journey to Wholeness program, which aligns with today's show.
Yeah.
My heartfelt accolades goes to Pauline.
Thank you.
I would like to ask a question. Is inclusion of autistic people in Kenya practical or still theoretical?
Wow.
Fantastic.
I guess yes. It is theoretical. Okay. And I want to, it's not even about autistic individuals only. Disability is a topic that most people do not want to discuss. Even most people in spaces where they can make a lot of change. So last year is when we passed the Disability Act, which was in Parliament for 22 years.
Imagine that.
Yes. So it's because we pushed and we lobbied, and I thank God that the position of the women rep really supported us in this. So it is theoretical, but we have seen strides in those spaces. We are talking about autism here, So yes, that's what I can say.
Thank you. You have another question?
Okay, my name is Mary Joy Wendo. I'm a third-year student in Kenyatta University, currently pursuing aerospace engineering and also a student leader.
Nice.
First of all, I would like to begin by questioning. We have been talking about how the man is adapting to this situation, how you adapted to this situation. But now what about the other kids? How are they ready and willing to incorporate this other kid who has come up, has stolen their life, has just made it about you? What is the feeling of these children towards now the other kid? Yes, thank you.
Thank you for that. I saw that coming. And I must say that earlier on it was a bit difficult because they felt neglected. I was locked out during COVID time for 9 months. I was not able to see my children. And before that, I was away many years. But when we came back, we decided that every child is going to have a date with me. So Friday, I have a date with one child on Friday, Saturday. And then during the week, the older one, when she's available, we have a date every week. And it is mandatory. Trust me, they have it on their calendar so that I can spend time with them. I can just know who they are. So when we got that balance, the solution came from them. Because honestly, as I thought I was doing enough. Sometimes, like he has said, sometimes you go to rescue and you don't really see the effect your rescue mission has caused on the side. And we had to sit down, and I've also engaged them in what I do. I go to work with them so that they can also appreciate that the life they're living, is not permanent. Anything can happen. So they help me do a lot of autism awareness programs. I can tell you, my house, when you enter, there's a lot of information about autism. And it helps them also with their acceptance and also accepting their brother. They are really spoiled him. He's a very spoiled boy. He's overloved. And so what I've done is just letting them have solutions for whatever issue they're having. Because I think as a mom, I would be a bit selfish when making some decisions because I panic anytime I think of disability. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much. My name is Calvin Juma, a fifth-year medical student in Kenyatta University, and also an entrepreneur. And so my question will be in line of finances, because now, from the question that we were asked initially, is why parents or other people living with people with autism tend to put it as a secret. And I think finances can also be an issue. So my question to you is, how did you manage to handle all this financially? Thank you.
Okay. It was not easy. I think I've mentioned that I did Harambes. Sometimes being there for people also helps you in a way that when there are those mchangos in the group, when people are asking you to do 500, please do. Because when your time comes, then people will show up. So people have shown up for me financially. And I did Harambes. I sold my car. I've sold houses. And I also had to start businesses. As you're seeing me here, I've sold chicken. I've made fresh juice. I've cooked food and sold. I think autism has taken all the shame from me that I know, because when you look at speech therapy is 5,500 per hour. And you are being told you need a minimum of 3 sessions in a week. Otherwise, you're doing nothing. Remember, you have to do occupational therapy, which is between 1,500. Right now, it's 1,500. Then it was 3,035. And then there's also behavioral therapy. Behavioral therapy is now, that one is, the cheapest you'll get is 4,000. All these people are telling you minimum of 3 sessions per week. We are still Africans, so you still want your child to go to school. So you have like a homeschooling teacher who comes every day. It is very expensive. So you need to have a plan. You need to have a financial plan to be able to access therapists. I am glad now with the Disability Act, we have the disability card. And if you have disability card, you can go to KISE and have free therapy. You have also level 4 and level 1 medical centers that you can also go with the disability card. That one is at least helping us. There's also cash review, which we've been complaining because it's 2,000 only, but I will say 2,000 only. But then if you give me that 2,000, so there you have to look at your community, you have to look around you, and you have to find ways of, autism cannot allow you to be lazy. That's what I can say. Yes.
Thank you. See, you have one more question?
So thank you. My name is Barak Koanga, an alumnus of the Great Light Academy. And my question for you is, how is the approach of churches in Kenya and the government to autism? And if they approach it on a lower scale, should they boost it, or what should they do? Thank you.
I love that we are covering all bases. Yes, please.
Me, I was just out of church. Yeah, that is a conversation. I've even written it on my Facebook. Yes, I was called and I was told I am not welcome. Like this, I was told.
Because?
And I was those people who were sitting for two reasons. One, got separated. Yes. And two, because my son was, let me just say, a nuisance in other. I was told, when I was married, we had a specific sitting position. And they could accommodate the boy. Accommodate because of the mchango we were giving. Church. Yes, I've written it on my socials. But when the separation occurred, I was told, one, we're not going to be able to allow your son to be interrupting the services. And two, because this man is the one who brought you to this church, he was our son, you are not welcome. Those were the exact words. That thing pained badly. So, but on the other side, I've gotten a new church, a new family. I go to Nairobi Chapel, Long Road, and we even have a class for, it's called NZ. And anyone who's watching this and they're looking for a church, please come to chapel. They have provisions for parents, for children, and you can come, leave your child and go attend service. Yeah, and the government is doing a lot for us. Yes, once the Disability Act was passed, we have now persons living with disability, not only autism, getting tax exemption. That is very good for them. For any adult, they can start a business. We also have a law where every company has a percentage of person with disability. We have seen that buildings are made to be disability friendly. There's so much that is going on, and I am very happy because when I got the diagnosis, things were not like that. So I am hoping as we continue advocating, as we continue pushing, as we have more women in positions and power like Asige, then we are able to make great strides when it comes to that.
Yeah, man, agree. But yeah, that was not Christ-like. Christians, you have which church? I was trying not to go there.
So follow me. Look for that post. It's there.
Your post, Ikona, your church.
They even sued me, and they told me to. Yes, they told me to
Pull it down
and apologize on that platform, and I still did another post. And I said,
they are telling me to apologize. Ati social media inaitwa aje, guys? Your handle.
What's your journalist?
What is your social media handle so that they can follow you on there?
Pauline Omko. Just look for Pauline Omko. Pauline Elizabeth. Mali Therapy Center, Mali Autism. Yes.
Okay. I think this will be our last question.
My name is Damaris Kavete. I am an event organizer, and I'm helping Pauline organize an event that is called All Colors Are Blue, a family hangout for caregivers. But the question that I would like to ask her today is, the discussion is around why they're kept a secret. I believe there are so many myths out there around autism. I would want to hear, have you experienced such, and what would you tell any other parent that is experiencing such? Things have been talked about, both from the medical aspect, from the traditional aspect, from very many things. Parents are told so many things. Is that something that you've experienced, and what can you tell any other parent that is bringing up a child with any disability? Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, before I go to the myths, I just want to say, maybe this is where I would have started. Autism is a neurodevelopmental disorder.
Yes.
It is not a disease. You do not require medicine to treat it because there's no known cure. And there's no known cause also. And what does it mean? It means that the brain is developing at a slower pace than any other child. I've said this so many times. I look at an autistic brain as a brain in a pod that has not been exposed. And once it's exposed, it learns colors, it learns language, it learns feeding, it learns all this. Because we have said that the environment is very important. The myths, yes, Kurogwa. I was married out of this country. So I was told that nilitupiwa kitu kwa mimba. You know, so that was the myth that the reason why I was not eating from that point is because someone looked at me with bad eyes from my in-laws' sides. And sometimes you tend to, because if you see the way the in-laws are treating you, like, you know, yeah, so there's that. There's also that you have spoiled the child. You know, people have assumed that autism is for rich people. It is, before they would say it is a rich man's disease. How come we don't have it at home? But we don't have it in the villages or because there's no diagnosis there.
Yeah, there's no language.
Yes. So there's no, and the stigma there is so real that no one wants to talk about this. It's a taboo to even have a child with a disability. So who is going to tell you, mine has a disability, lakini ni kuongea tu? They don't, as long as it's a disability, they're all categorized as one. So there's that. There's also that maybe the family did something. You know, like you guys have money, so how come it's one child who's like this? Did you sacrifice the child's voice? Honestly, I was like, there's something like sacrificing our voice. There are things that I've heard that I just, that really surprised me. And also, when it comes to the medical aspect, I learned that even doctors are learning from us. Okay. When you are told there's no known cure, there's no known clear diagnosis, there's no known cause.
Yeah.
You understand that even as you're going to the pediatrician, they look at the character traits of your child and they'll make there's no scan that can tell you this is autism. There's one that can detect Down syndrome very early.
Yes.
They're making strides, but none that can tell you, okay, your child is prone to have autism. So even in the medical field, the doctors are still learning. There are others who will tell you, ulianza kuongea ukitoshana aje? Hata huyu atakuwa hivyo. Usijali, just wait. But you see, we've gotten to the level where diagnosis can be done as early as 18 months. Yes. So all that I think is just because of lack of information.
Absolutely.
Fuchi.
Thank you for that question, because I think it answers the question of the day, why it's still being, and Mwiti's case was one of those ones. We do not know what it is, and because their behavior is erratic, they're violent, we're just going to catch them because we can't communicate and all of that. But having gone through this journey on a personal level, worked with other moms as well, what would be the thing that you would want the world to know, or maybe unajile serikali's idea kind of thing, or even the community as well? What would that be? What would that thing be for you?
For me, it would be that we don't want we want to be included. Okay. Include. I've been told to.
Oh, you caught yourself. You were going to say something.
I'm a good student. I would like to ask the society, the community, the government, the churches, to include persons living with disability, to include autistic individuals in their planning. When you're making a budget, when you're opening a school, please have a learning support department. When you're planning for Sunday school for other children, please think of the neurotypical children, of the CP children, of the Down syndrome children. Where do you want this family to take them? And the reality is really bad. You can see the numbers are surging.
Yeah.
And men also need to take part. As much as my partner was there then, there are very many families where women are raising the children on their own. And the worst thing, I love giving numbers. So I have 35 children at my center right now, and only 2 are girls.
Oh.
So who's going to raise the boys for you? You see, so men need to take part in the raising of the families. It's very important. Even if we have separated, he has to see his children.
Yeah.
It's very important for me to have that, the father angle in the children. So that is what I would say. And also to tell the parents, do not be afraid. Early intervention is the key.
Yes.
autism is not a disease. With early intervention, with therapies, be sure your child will speak, be sure your child will feed well, be sure your child will sleep at night, will toilet train. All those things are able to achieve if you start early.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you so much for that, Pauline. Zulu.
I'm glad that we are managing to bring Pauline to expand her personality. And now that it's not just about her, but all of us.
Yeah.
To remind us that there's something we said the other day that I wish it was not true, but I'm discovering day by day. You see glamorous people, you see people living life, you admire them. But when you come close, you realize we have battles we don't talk about.
Yeah.
Sometimes people like Pauline have been forced to really talk about their battles because it's visible. But some of us have a silent battle that just something like low self-esteem that we keep mentioning casually on WhatsApp status. We'll keep mentioning, posting anyhow. Don't sit with it. Sometimes you say autism does not allow you to be broke because it is demanding. It pushed outward to become creative and to shed off the shame and just do whatever she has to do. I think we take her challenge and identify our own struggle and then get out fiercely against it. As if you are saying, this is the battle for my life. I must get out of that poverty. Some of us is just the dysfunction of the families we come from, that you can't even build anything. Anytime you build, they come carry away. They curse you for having money when they don't have it. They curse you for trying to do anything, you know. I just want you to take her courage. And she's naturally soft. She's not that kind of person who would shout people off like me. You know me, I can tell you off. That's my nature. This lady can't shout. When the church said, oh, so you have written, we are going to sue you, she wrote another one. You know? But she's not that aggressive. That it means personalities don't matter. You just have to be strong in what you want. We call this is my parting note to us. That struggle you have, we came here to tell you. You have a struggle, other people have a struggle, don't let it swallow you. Let it just harden you in the sense that you lose shame, you stop holding back, get out there, create yourself. We are living this life once. You're not going back other years back. This is the only time you have to make your time count. Stand up and converse it. I used to have an addiction to gambling, guys. I'm here. I no longer gamble. I used to have an addiction to women. I no longer do that. I used to follow bars to believe I am to marry Mzungu ndio nitajirike. I stopped that nonsense. Yeah. I used to live with a boyfriend ndio ninunulie viatu sasa inajinunulia. Get out of that nonsense of your own and give it a name. Eventually you will reclaim your freedom back.
Absolutely. I have nothing else to add to that. That is how we end the show. Thank you so much, Pauline and Elizabeth, for joining us today. Thank you, Zulu, as well, for always putting us in our right lane and, you know, imparting wisdom every single Wednesday. And for our amazing audience today, Yani, Leo, by the way, guys, thank you so much for coming through. Y'all look sharp and all the questions were really amazing and your engagement as well. Our audience at home as well, asanteni sana for choosing us every single Wednesday at 9:30. See you next week, same time, same place. Adios.